For problem number 74, it begins with this 4x5 picture, and it tells you you want to enlarge this picture so it fits in the particular frame that has 1 inch wide framing. And so when you look at this distance right here is 1 inch. This distance right here also 1 inch. And that occurs up here in each of these corners as well, 1 inch and 1 inch on each dimension. And then it also labels that if you enlarge this proportionally, eventually when you get to the size that you want it to be, this is going to be 4 times some multiplier. This will be 5 times that same multiplier to keep the perspective of the 4x5 picture that you started with. The last piece of information they gave you was the perimeter of this outer frame. The outer portion of this frame is 53 inches. And so that's the information they provided. And what they asked you to do is they asked you to come up with an expression for the perimeter and then to solve for it if that perimeter was in fact 53. Okay, so the expression for this perimeter. So we want to take this outer perimeter. So this measure right here is made up of two or several parts. It's made up of this inner part, which is 4x. Okay, so that amounts to this portion here. But then it also has this additional piece from the frame that's added to each side. So how much extra is added to each side? 1 inch to each side. So this whole thing is going to be 4x plus an additional 2 inches. And we think of the same thing along this side. We have this portion of it that's 5x plus the outer inch is added to each side, so we get a 5x plus a 2. And so if we look at our total perimeter is going to be this measure plus this measure and then doubled. So you can double each one individually if you want. So 2 times 4x plus 2 plus 2 times 5x plus 2. Or you could just double the whole sum of these, right? Because these two sides represent half of the whole thing. I'm just going to keep it in this form here, distribute through. So I get 8x plus 4 plus 10x plus 4. And so if I saw for my expression here, combining like terms, I get 18x, combining my constants, plus 8. Okay, and so here is my general expression or equation for the perimeter, 18x plus 8. Okay, now, if I wanted to solve for this when the perimeter is actually 53, what I'd then do is plug this value in for p. So 53 is equal to 18p plus 8. And if I solved it then, subtract an 8 from both sides. So 45 is equal to 18x. Solve for x by dividing both sides by 18. So if I get 45 divided by 18, I get 2.5 as my answer. And so that is my multiplier. So I need to increase the size of the photo 2.5 times its original in order for that outer dimension to be 53 inches, or that outer perimeter.